Chaitanya. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Continue reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 18. We're going to hear about the pastime of Pralambasur, Balarāma killing Pralambasur in this chapter. So we are hearing how the boys, they are in the forest, Krishna with his friends, and they're playing games, like how small boys do. Kvachin yatsu chanyeshu.
Vachinritya suchanyeshu
Gayakau vadakau swayam.
Gayako vadako swayam
Shasham satur maharaja.
Sashamshtur Maharaja
Sadhu sadva iti vadino.
Sadhu Sadvaiti Vadinam.
Translation and purport by the disciples of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. While the other boys were dancing, O King Krishna, while the other boys were dancing, O King, Krishna and Balarāma would sometimes accompany them with song and instrumental music. And sometimes the two lords would praise the boys, saying, very good, very good. So sometimes when Krishna is dancing, his friends would sing and play musical instruments for him and encourage him. And sometimes when his friends are playing, then Krishna and Balarāma encouraging the friends. Kvachit bilve, kvachit kumbhe.
Kvachit Bilvai Kvachit Kumbhaya
Kvach amalaka mushtibhihi.
Kwa Amala Mustibhi
Asprishya netra bandhaye.
Aspreshya Netra Bandhati
Kvachin mriga khage haya.
Kvachindrika Khageniya.
Sometimes the cowherd boys would play with bilva or kumbha fruits, and sometimes with handfuls of amalaka fruits. At other times, they would play the games of trying to touch one another or of trying to identify somebody while one is blindfolded, and sometimes they would imitate animals and birds. Srila Sanatana Goswami explains the word adye by other such sports indicate such games as chasing one another and building bridges. Another pastime would occur at noon while Lord Krishna was taking rest. Nearby, the young cowherd girls would be passing by, singing, and Krishna's boyfriends would pretend to inquire from them about the price of milk. Then the boys would steal yogurt and other items from them and run away. Krishna, Balaram, and their friends would also play games in which they would cross the river in boats. So the boys, they're playing kind of like football or throw ball with the fruits. And it's natural, like now we have different types of balls, right? So they would do that sport with the fruits. Or they would, how we play, where you blindfold somebody and then you have to say who's the one, who is it. We also used to play such games, right? Um, so Krishna Balarama playing, and Sanatan Goswami is saying that they're also playing other games like building bridges, chasing one another. And also, what they would do is that the gopis, the young gopis, would be nearby around noon. And then they would sing, so the boys will come to know, okay, the gopis are here. So they'll go up to them, ask them, oh, what? And the gopis are going to sell them milk and yogurt. So then the boys will ask, oh, what's the price? What's the price? And in this way, they would steal it and run away. They also crossing the river in boats. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur further explains that the boys would play with fruits by throwing a few in the air and then throwing others to try to hit them. The word Netra Bandha indicates a game in which one boy would approach a blindfolded boy from behind and place his palms over the blindfolded boy's eyes. Then, simply by the feel of his palms, the blindfolded boy would have to guess who the other boy was. In all such games, the boys put up stakes for the winner, such as flutes or walking sticks. Sometimes the boys would imitate the various fighting methods of the forest animals, and at other times they would chirp like birds. So they're playing simple games, no iPad or mobile phone, but they're playing with each other. And then they would have also prizes for the winners. And what are the prizes?
The one prize would be the bamsi,
Yeah,
the flute, and the walking
flute.
sticks.
Yeah. So like simple things, they're giving us prizes just to encourage each other, have more fun. And they're imitating the birds and the forest animals.
So like
But
the one that
mm,
we do, now I'm
mm,
just came to my mind like how we play games and we give gifts
that's
to the
right, yeah.
winners. So this is coming from there.
Yeah, yeah. Just to give some encouragement, right?
Yeah.
Mm. Kvachitcha dardura plaver.
क्वाचिच्च दर्दुराप्लवैर्
Vividher upahasake.
विविधैर् उपहासिके
Kadachit siyando likaya.
कदाचित् छन्दोलिखये
Karhichin ripacheshtaya.
परिचिन्नृपचेष्टया.
They would sometimes jump around like frogs, sometimes play various jokes, sometimes ride in swings, and sometimes imitate monarchs. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains the word Nripacheshtaya as follows. In Vrindavan, there was a particular place on the river bank where people who wanted to cross the Yamuna would pay a small tax. At times, the cowherd boys would assemble in this area and prevent the young girls of Vrindavan from crossing the river, insisting that they had to pay a customs duty first. Such activities were full of joking and laughter. So the river is there. And so they are like jumping like frogs sometimes, but joking about, swinging, pretending to be kings. And Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is saying Nripachistaya can also be explained that in Vrindavan, the Yamuna is there, right? And there was a particular place where if you want to cross the river, you have to pay a tax. I think this place is still there. Devotees still go there to see this. And then the boys would not let the girls go, the gopis go. They would say, you have to pay tax before you go. They would be pretending to be the boatman and say, you have to give the tax. And then sometimes the gopis would find out what's happening. And so all this was just to have just some fun. They're children. You can see that they're really playing around with each other, huh? Not just sitting in one corner. They've so many games, running about, um, playing with whatever is they can easily get. They easily can get some fruit to throw around like balls or sticks. They're playing with each other. Evam to loka siddha bhi
Evam to loka siddhabhi
kridabhis cheraturvane
kridabhischirturvane
nadi adri droni kunjeshu
nadi adridroni kunjeshu
kaneshu sarha sucha.
kanenishu shareshu cha.
In this way, Krishna and Balaram played all sorts of well-known games as they wandered among the rivers, hills, valleys, bushes, trees, and lakes of Vrindavan. So they're playing a lot, playing around the whole day. You know, young boys get together, they have a lot of energy. And then, okay, so they're playing around. Pashums chara yator gopes.
Ashunasyara yaturgopesh
Tadvane Rama Krishna yo.
tadvani Ramakrishnayo
Gopa Rupi Pralambogat.
goparupi pralambogat
Asurat Taj Jihirshaya.
ashurastaj jihirashya.
While Rama, Krishna, and their cowherd friends were thus tending the cows in that Vrindavan forest, the demon Pralamba entered their midst. He had assumed the form of a cowherd boy with the intention of kidnapping Krishna and Balaram. Having described how Krishna and Balaram acted just like ordinary boys, Sukadev Goswami will now reveal one of the Lord's transcendental pastimes that is beyond the range of human activity. According to Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, the demon Pralamba disguised himself as a particular cowherd boy who on that day had remained at home with duties to perform. So Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is explaining to us that one of the friends had not come that day to the forest. So Pralamba, he's a demon, he disguises himself as that boy and enters into the group of friends. So till now, we are hearing Sukadev Goswami is describing us how Krishna and Balarāma are playing with their friends. Sounds like ordinary boys playing, you know. That's what generally young boys are going to do. Play around, joke around, fool around like that. But now we are going to hear what happens. Tam vidvan api dasharho.
Tam vidvanapi dasharo
Bhagavan sarvadarshanaha.
Bhagavan Sarvadarshana
Anva modata tatsakyam.
Anvamodata Tatsakyam
Vadam tasya vichintayan.
Vadam Tasya Vichintayam.
Since the Supreme Lord Krishna, who had appeared in the Dasharha dynasty, sees everything, he understood who the demon was. Still, the Lord pretended to accept the demon as a friend, while at the same time seriously considering how to kill him. So Krishna is no ordinary boy. He's understood that this is a demon. He's disguised himself as this young boy. So he's already thinking now, how am I going to kill him? Krishna is here saying, who appeared in the Dasharha dynasty. I'm not sure Dashara is Dashara one of the ancestors in this dynasty. So, Tatropahuya Gopalahan.
Shilpa ji, just one question. So why they have mentioned, it's written that Darshaha Vansh में प्रकट हुए भगवान श्री कृष्ण सब कुछ देखते हैं. So is it that because he was born in the Darshaha dynasty, he had that like sees everything, but because we know that he's Krishna, so he'll see everything. But it has nothing to do that Darsha had some, like the king had some special power. So because of that, they are mentioning him here. Nothing like that, right?
Maybe, because that's sometimes it happens, right? Krishna, we say certain word, certain name for Krishna because certain quality. It could be.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
The Sharha dynasty could be. Yeah. Tatropahuya Gopalahan.
Tatrofayuya Gopalan.
Krishna Praha Viharavet.
Krishna Praha Viharavit.
He Gopa Viharishyamo.
He Gopa Viharshyamo.
Danvi Bhuya Yathayatham.
Dvandvi Bhuva Yatha Yatham.
Krishna, who knows all sports and games, then called together the cowherd boys and spoke as follows. Hey cowherd boys, let's play now. We'll divide ourselves into 2 even teams. The word yathayatham means that Krishna naturally wanted the 2 teams to be evenly matched, so there would be a good game. In addition to the pleasure of sporting, the purpose of the game was to kill the demon Pralamba. So Krishna he's saying, okay, we are going to play a game. Of course, he wants to kill Pralamba. That's why he's deciding to play this particular game. There are 2 teams. He's saying we are going to make 2 teams. Tatra chakru parivriddha.
Tatra Chakupavivratu.
Gopa Rama Janardana.
Gopa Rama Janardana.
Krishna Sanghatina Kechit.
Krishna Sanghati Na Kechid.
Asan Ramasya Chapare.
Asan Ramasya Chapare.
The cowherd boys chose Krishna and Balaram as the leaders of the 2 parties. Some of the boys were on Krishna's side and others joined Balaram. तो अभी 2 team है. 2 team. One leader is Krishna, one team is Balaram. Acherur Vividha Krida.
Achirur Vividha Krishna.
Vaya Vahaka Lakshana.
Vahe Vahaka Lakshana.
Yatra Rohanti Jetaro.
Yatra Haro Anti Jetaro.
Vahanti cha parajitaha.
Vahanti Chaparajita.
The boys played various games involving carriers and passengers. In these games, the winners would climb up on the backs of the losers, who would have to carry them. Srila Sanatana Goswami quotes the following relevant verse from the Vishnu Puran 5 9.12. Harin akridanam nama bala kridanakam tataha prakrida data hite sarve dvadva yugapad utpatan. They then played the childhood game known as Harin Akridanam, in which each boy paired off with an opponent and all the boys simultaneously attacked their respective rivals. So there are two teams. Two teams are divided. Then what's happening? One boy from one team, another boy from one team. They have to fight with each other. And whoever loses has to carry the winner on the shoulder. Will have to carry the winner on the back. So that is this game that they are playing. Vahanto vayamanascha
वहन्तो वाद्यमानस्य
charayantascha godhanam
चारयन्तश्च गोधनम्
bhandirakam namavatam
बान्दिरकं नामावतम्
jagmu krishna purogama.
जग्मु कृष्णा पुरोगमम्.
Thus carrying and being carried by one another, and at the same time tending the cows, the boys followed Krishna to a banyan tree known as Bhandirak. Bhandiraka. Srila Sanatana Goswami quotes the following verses from Sri Harivamsha, Vishnu Parva 11.18 to 22, which describe the banyan tree. Dadarsha Vipulodra Shakhinam Shakhinam Varam Sthitam Dharanyam Meghabham Nibidam Dalashanchaye Gagan Ardo Chikritakaram Parvatabhogadharinam Nila Chitranga Varnescha Sevitam Babu Bhikhage Pale Prabalescha Ghane Sendracha Apa Ghanopamam Bhavan Akara Vittapam Lata Pushpa Sumanditam Vishal Moolavanatam Pavan Ambodadharinam Adhipatyam Ivan Yesham Tasya Deshasya Shakhinam Kurvanam Shubha Karmanam Niravarsham Anatapam Nyagrodam Parvat Agrabham Bhandiram Namanamata. They saw that the best of all trees, which had many long branches, with its dense covering of leaves, it resembled a cloud sitting on the earth. Indeed, its form was so large that it appeared like a mountain covering half the sky. Many birds with charming blue wings frequented that great tree, whose dense fruits and leaves made it seem like a cloud, accompanied by a rainbow, or like a house decorated with creepers and flowers. It spread its broad roots downward and carried upon itself the sanctified clouds. That banyan tree was like the lordly master of all other trees in that vicinity, as it performed the all auspicious functions of warding off the rain and heat of the sun. Such was the appearance of that Nyagrodha tree known as Bhandira, which seemed just like the peak of a great mountain. So the boys are playing, some are winning, some are losing, so they are carrying on the backs, and at the same time they're looking after the cows. And Krishna is leading them to this great, great banyan tree called Bhandirak. And the Harivamsha is giving us a description of this banyan tree. It's like a ginormous tree. It's like the king of trees, kind of over there. It was looking like it's there from the earth and touching the skies. Looks like the clouds, so large. So many birds are taking shelter under that tree. There's fruits and leaves. And then banyan tree has its roots downwards also. And it's giving so much shelter from the rain, from the sun. There's a huge tree, Pandira tree. Any questions, comments?
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Shilpa.
Krishna.
Actually, Krishna appeared in the Yadu dynasty, right?
Yeah,
So then it was mentioned some darshana, something that is the same as Yadu dynasty, must be, right?
yeah, the dynasty is the same, must be a different ancestor. The
Different
Shaha
ancestor.
dynasty.
Okay.
If you want, we can check it out.
Oh, it's okay.
It's okay, yeah. The dynasty is the same, so probably another ancestor.
Ancestor. Okay.
Yeah. Mhm. So we'll stop here for today.
Yes.
Thank you all for listening and enjoying. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai.